Hi, this is Dynamic Denise, and welcome to Travel Across the World's North America's National Park Series. Now, the U.S. has a great national park system, and that includes our national parks and our national monuments. One thing they all have in common is just unbelievably surreal beauty. Each was established to conserve a natural resource, such as forest, wildlife, and unique geologic formations. And nowhere is that conservation effort more tangible than in Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Now, Theodore Roosevelt is considered the father of the National Park Service. In 1906, he created the Antiquities Act, and that ultimately resulted in the establishment of 5 national parks, 150 national forests, and dozens of national reserves. And all of this work is attributed to the time that he spent in the Badlands near Medora, North Dakota, which is home to Roosevelt National Park. Now, don't get me wrong, this national park was not created in that first series of conservation efforts. Nope, Theodore Roosevelt National Park was not officially created until 1947 in honor of the conservation efforts of this singularly great man. I was fascinated by the colors and textures and rock formations located really everywhere around this park. And if this video doesn't inspire you just a little bit, I think I failed. Now, our visit to the park was in the fall, and I was absolutely awestruck by the just beautifully multicolored hillsides that are common in the Badlands area, and the flowers that were bursting from this land that looks dead but is oh so alive. We enjoyed hiking a few of the easier trails, but as we saw earlier, there is a lot of hiking that can be done here. What would it be like to wake up and see this scenery every day? Theodore Roosevelt lived in this very cabin, and the cabin's been moved from the original ranch site to this location near the South Unit Visitor Center near Medora. The park itself is home to lots of wildlife, and it has been an active participant in repopulating our national mammal, the buffalo. It's also home to other species of wildlife, including elk, mule deer, prairie dogs, and wild horses. Now, while ranching in the area, Theodore Roosevelt famously wrote, "In a great many, indeed, in most localities, there are wild horses to be found, which, although invariably of domestic descent, being either themselves run away from some ranch or an Indian outfit, or else claiming such for their sires or dams, yet are quite as wild as the antelope on whose domain they have intruded." Those are words to think about when we see the wild horses, aren't they? Now, Papa Joe and I were unable to see any wild horses during our visit, but the feral herds are one of Theodore Roosevelt National Park's treasures and deserve an honorable mention. Now, for more information about Theodore Roosevelt National Park, visit the Theodore Roosevelt post on our travel blog, travelacrosstheworld.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check our National Park blog page for other national parks and great places Papa Joe and I have had the privilege to visit. And thanks for watching.